A barrel of unknown chemical material accidentally tipped over, spilling its contents on the ground. The workers, looking nervous and covering their noses and mouths, glanced around to make sure no one was watching. Afraid of facing the consequences, they didn't clean up the mess and simply put the lid back on the barrel before loading it onto the truck and leaving the site. Soon after, a starving stray dog licked the spilled chemicals but was shooed away by a security guard. However, the dog, now having ingested the chemicals, had transformed into a zombie dog and held a grudge. It waited until the guard was off duty and on his way home, then attacked him viciously. When the guard got home, he began eating ravenously while his wife nagged him incessantly, oblivious to the impending danger. Suddenly, the guard's eyes turned white and filled with rage as he lunged at his wife, biting her savagely. Their daughter pushed her father into the kitchen, locked the steel door, but the zombie guard kept pounding on it with immense strength. The girl hurriedly barricaded the door with a table and tried to call for help, only to see her mother also transforming into a zombie and attacking her. The guard then broke through the door, and both parents launched a combined assault on their daughter. Desperate, the girl jumped out the window to escape, but was already infected. 3 men in the woods saw her and had sinister intentions, but she bit and infected them first. Thus, overnight, the virus spread across the entire town. Karthik woke up to find his sister missing. He quickly got dressed and headed out to search for her. Stepping outside, he was stunned by the sight before him. The town looked like a war zone. While in shock, a zombie leaped onto Karthik's back, biting viciously. He quickly flung it off. The zombie, however, felt no pain and was incredibly strong. Karthik grabbed a plank and struck the zombie, sending it flying over the fence. To find his missing sister, Karthik drove into town, only to find the situation even more dire. Zombies roamed the streets, and people were looting stores for supplies. The police and military had blocked all roads to prevent the virus from spreading further. Karthik met up with a friend, and they started putting up missing person posters around the streets. Karthik got a call about his sister's whereabouts, but he had to help them escape town. He agreed instantly. They arrived at the designated location and saw a group of doctors studying the zombies. The lead doctor, Renuka, was the daughter of a high-ranking official, and it was she who had made the call. She revealed that Karthik had unknowingly offended her father, the minister, who then had his sister kidnapped as retaliation. Renuka said they found a way to fight the virus, but needed Karthik to take them to a city lab for the cure. Under Renuka's guidance, Karthik reached the minister's house. The minister hid in a cupboard, trembling, while Karthik's sister was in the backyard pool, surrounded by zombies. Luckily, zombies can't swim. They managed to deal with the zombies and rescue his sister. Karthik kept his promise, and with the minister's influence, they got past the military checkpoint. That evening, the driver suddenly slammed on the brakes. The minister, thinking they had reached the city, eagerly got out to flaunt his power. To his horror, they were met by a horde of zombies. In the chaos, a fleeing bystander pulled down the minister's pants. Embarrassed, he scrambled back into the car, but the zombies quickly surrounded it. Karthik jumped into the driver's seat and floored the gas pedal, plowing through the streets with zombies clinging to the car like sticky glue. But Karthik remained unfazed. He drifted the car many times and shot down most of the zombies with skill. A few persistent zombies still clung on, but Karthik coolly drove into a factory, aimed for a tiny exit, and gunned it, finally shaking off the last of them. The city center, however, was already overrun, and the streets were in ruins. They had no choice but to continue on foot. Then, the minister rushed to grab some drying pants, but just as he put them on, a zombie popped up behind him. Karthik took it out with one shot, but the gunfire attracted even more zombies, all converging on their location. Karthik led them to a building, squeezed through a steel door, and barricaded the zombies. On the rooftop, they saw the hospital across the way. When Renuka approached the edge of the rooftop, the sight before her left her stunned. The only path to the hospital was swarming with zombies, ravenously attacking each other. With the above-ground route blocked, they decided to go underground. They entered the parking garage, which was eerily quiet with flickering lights. A drop of blood fell on Karthik's hand, and he looked up to see a zombie pinning him down. He quickly shot it before being bitten. They continued cautiously, and soon a gunshot rang out. It was a timid security guard who was quickly overpowered by Karthik. The guard, thinking they were robbers, opened the door, doubted the threat, and froze in fear at the chaos outside. To make it worse, a weird liquid pooled at his feet. Now convinced of the zombie outbreak, the guard grimly revealed the only way to the hospital was through the zombie-infested path. Luckily, the mall had plenty of supplies, and everyone was grabbing what they needed, unaware that one infected human inside the mall. By the time Karthik realized it, it was too late. He watched in horror as his sister was bitten. Enraged, Karthik shot zombie. Renuka quickly drew a blood sample from his sister and analyzed it, discovering to her amazement that the virus in her blood was weakening. This meant she had antibodies, which could save the entire nation of India. They had to get her to the hospital across the street to develop an antivirus vaccine. Karthik remembered that zombies were afraid of water, giving them an idea. Fortunately, the mall had a fire truck. He turned on the valves, grabbed the hose, and charged out to clear a path. The plan worked. The zombies scattered, retreating from the water. However, the range was limited, and Karthik could only escort one person at a time. He made several trips back and forth, safely transporting everyone. In a critical moment, the fire truck ran out of water, leaving Renuka trapped inside the mall. It was time to enter God mode. Karthik leapt down, the powerful impact scattering the zombies around the car. He wielded dual pistols, sweeping through the horde with a flurry of bullets, feeling unstoppable. When his bullets ran out, he fought hand-to-hand, carving a path through the zombies with sheer force. Despite his incredible prowess, a zombie bit his arm, but Karthik stayed focused, determined to get Renuka to safety before turning. Just then, 2 more zombies appeared inside the mall. Karthik's eyes flashed as he wiped out the zombies, grabbed a hammer, kicked open the door, and calmly took Renuka's hand, leading her through the horde. With the added strength from the zombie virus, Karthik became unstoppable. As several zombies swarmed him, Karthik grabbed a nearby manhole cover and broke free from their grasp. In a berserk rage, Karthik hurled the cover, wiping out a horde of zombies. As he began to transform, his protective instincts for Renuka stayed strong, and with his last bit of humanity, he got her to the hospital. He handed her his handgun, urging her to shoot him. Renuka hesitated, but when Karthik fully transformed, she had no choice. In the end, doctors used his sister's blood to create a vaccine, saving many lives in India.